favorite potatoes is a baked potato, but when you're serving an Easter dinner or any sort of holiday dinner, it's not always practical to do baked potatoes. You might not have the time, and let's face it, you want to have something to put gravy on. So we're doing a mashed potato that, using cream cheese and a bit of sour cream and butter and chives, is going to act just like a baked potato. So we've already washed and peeled our potatoes, and we're just going to cut them up. This is just to help the process of mashing them later go a little bit easier. So no specifics on sizes here, just chop them up. And the best part about cooking in the kitchen with your spouse, partner, friend, whomever, is you get some help. So my husband Steve is chopping up our potatoes. And that's what not to do in the kitchen. So while the potatoes are boiling, which my husband can show you because it's very exciting that the potatoes are boiling.
They're not boiling yet.
I'm going to go ahead and prep the ingredients. I'm just using Baysal margarine, which tastes like butter. So, but if you have butter, you can use butter as well. We're going to do 2 tablespoons of butter. Put that in a little bowl to prep for later. We're going to also do a tablespoon of milk. So put that in this bowl as well. And we're just going to do a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And if you want, you can just kind of measure it out. So I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit in there. So that's going to be one part of our potatoes. We're just going to set that aside, and we'll prep the next part. So I'm all about trying to be as efficient and prepared as possible. So again, while the potatoes are boiling, we've already prepped our milk, butter, and salt. And now what we're going to do is just go ahead and cube up this the cream cheese. And the reason we're going to cube it up is just so that when we go to mix it in with the potatoes, it's a lot easier to beat into the potatoes. So just simply cube it up, and I'm using about 3/4 of a package of cream cheese, so an 8-ounce package. But you can use as little or as much as you want. Just depends on the consistency that you'd like your potatoes. The next step is you want to drain your potatoes. So we're just going to go ahead and drain them into a strainer. And we're just going to knock out the excess water and put them back in the pot, because then we're going to start the process of making these nice and creamy and fluffy. The first thing you're going to want to add is your butter, milk, and salt. And once you get those in, you're just going to beat those until nice and light and fluffy. And then once we're done this step, we're going to then add the sour cream and the cream cheese and the chives. Continue beating until mixed, and then we're going to put them in a casserole dish, which I will show you in just a few minutes. Alright, so now we're going to add 2 tablespoons of sour cream to the potatoes. Sometimes I like to add a little bit more, just because I like sour cream a lot. And then our money ingredient, the cream cheese. So I add a few cubes, and then I mix it and see where we're at. And the question now is, who gets to lick the beaters? So just to make it more of like a baked potato, we're going to actually just add some chives in. Give that a quick mix. Then we're going to take our potatoes and we're going to scoop them into this casserole dish. The consistency is like cake batter, which makes me want cake.
Is it fattening?
I declined comment on the fat content value.
Looks like mayonnaise.
These are going to be the fluffiest, lightest, most delicious potatoes ever. Okay, so we're just going to spread these in here like this. make them good and yummy looking. And just to finish off the dish, we're just going to sprinkle some paprika on top, and then we're going to stick it in the oven to broil. And I don't really have a time. What I do though is just look for when the potatoes are kind of browning slightly. So we'll sprinkle paprika and get it in the oven. So just before putting it in the oven, we're just going to take a little bit of paprika, sprinkle the top of the dish with it. And always put the paprika in your hand first and don't let it come out of the jar, because I find that you don't get a good consistent flow out of a spice jar. So this way you can control how much goes on the potatoes. And when your Easter dinner table is all set, you serve up your amazing potatoes.